Hi, everybody, it's Weird Wink Wilkinson laughing and scratching at you. How's everybody doing today? I got a little bit of a stiff neck. Let me just fix this up. Oh, that feels a lot better. Well, I got a great show for you today with some wonderful weird stuff. I feel so very weird.
There are some things in this world that go way beyond human understanding. Things that cannot be explained, things that most people don't want to know about. That is where we come in.
No human being would stack books like this.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, it looks like you're the one who needs to be taught a lesson, pal. Class is paying 101. The instructor's Casey Jones.
Look, I don't want to fight you.
Well, tough rocks, pal.
Do you want some coffee, Mr. Tully?
Do I? Yes, have some.
Yes, have some.
It's a cup of coffee in the big time, yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Hey, what do you say we both be independent together, huh?
I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said.
We have the tools, we have the talent.
It's Miller time.
Luminous beings, so we, not this fruit factor.
Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey, these aren't my rules. Come to think of it, I don't have any rules.
Well, that's great. Either I have a monster in my kitchen or I'm completely crazy.
I don't think you're crazy.
You know something? Maybe I am insane. Maybe I am insane.
Pizza dude's got 30 seconds.
Rise to the top, oh yeah.
That's the nicest thing a dog can say about anybody.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Enough, I get the point. You know what you need? You need a Brazilian plastic surgeon.
I've got one that can see.
Sometimes happens, someone has to deal with it, and who are you gonna call?
It's showtime.
All right. Hello out there. Welcome to Comic Book Radio. This is an open lines show. I don't have a guest for tonight, but maybe you guys would care to join. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. Of course, I am your host, Peter Cimetti. And whatever's within reason, within taste, whatever's on your mind, come and join the show. If you want to promote your comic, if you need feedback, if you want to critique on a piece, if you just want to talk comics, whatever it may be. If you've got a question for me, if you just want to say what's on your mind, join the show. I got a couple things to talk about in terms of, stuff that's going on in Alterna, stuff that I'm working on. But if we start hot and heavy with guests or whatever, then we won't get to any of that, and that's fine. I'll be doing this for about an hour. Before I do bring anybody on who might be waiting, again, we are on Restream. We're not on StreamYard. It's very similar. A couple things are a little different, but it's a very similar interface. So if you do need to share a screen or whatever, you're not familiar with being on a Restream live stream, I'll do my best to help you with that. But this is probably my 5th or 6th or 7th. I don't know. I lost track. One of these on Restream. And like I said, it's similar, but it is a little different. Let's see. We got the darker half here. What's up, darker half? Hope you're doing good. Radio Stories Now in the chat. How's it going? Brian Suddenly Old is here. What's up, Brian? Hope you're doing well. We got Ben in the chat as well. What's up, Ben? Good evening to you. And this is the link in case you guys do want to join. I'm going to have it put throughout the course of the night into the chat. In case, again, you guys want to pop in, you want to promote, you want to share something in terms of your comic or whatever. Maybe you need some feedback on something too. It's kind of like combining an open mic show with a feedback forum show, more or less. Next week, we'll have a guest. So you don't have to deal with me trying to make the best of an hour. Bretsky, what's up, Bretsky? So this is going to take Cracker Jack timing. Wang. SDA, what's up, SDA? Says, hi, Pete. I'm back. Lost my channels and my wrench. I'm sorry to hear that, SDA. Right now, I don't have access to I don't have the YouTube chat up right now. But as soon as I do manage to get around to that, I'll make you a mod again. And how'd you lose your channels? Bretsky says, cool shirt. Yeah, this is courtesy. The art is of Adam Miller's design. This is King Cryptid. If you got that Iron Age icon set, the trading card set that he had made, I think last year, did a really good job. I think it was like 50 characters or something like that he did, something along those lines. All indie characters. And just he did digital paintings of all of them. He did a really, really good job. And he was kind enough to say, if you let me use your character, you can use the art on anything you want other than a trading card. Because, of course, he was making trading card. So I said, all right, well, a shirt, is that okay? And he said, yeah. I said, what about a towel? Yeah, that's fine. Anything but a trading card, Pete. I said, well, what about a cover? He said, anything but a trading card. And that was really kind of him to do that. He did a great job on the piece. And so because of that, it's on a shirt. It's on a towel. We had that last year. And it's going to be on the back cover of King Cryptid number 13. So I've got more planned for this image. It's a great image. You did a wonderful job. And I'm glad you dig the shirt. Let's see. We got Mike McMahon here. What's up, Mike McMahon? Statistical Zeros is long time no see. Yeah, hope you're doing well, Stato. Good to see you. Darker Half says, I started my comic reviews on my channel. Awesome. Let me know when you get around to reviewing anything from Alterna, especially King Cryptid, whether you loved it, you hated it, whatever. I'm always curious to see people's reviews when they post videos of them and whatnot. Let's see. Ben says, Ben talking to Bretsky. Back and forth with the banter. SDA says, lost access to my old account. Oh, okay. They didn't ban you or something, did they? You never know. I mean, I've been demonetized 3 times, so you never know. Hope it's nothing as crazy as that. Let's see. Bretsky says, oh, yeah, I've got the book of that art. Oh, yeah, the Iron Age icon set. Yeah. I hope he does another one. It's a really good card set. He did a great job on it. It might have been, I don't know, maybe more of a headache. That kind of stuff always is. Whenever you got to work with a load of creators to get permissions to do all the, some people get egos about it and whatever else might turn out into something. And so I don't want to put words in his mouth, even though I kind of just did, I guess. But I do hope that he does another set because these came out really good. Like he did a really, really great job. If you guys got those cards, let me know in the chat. He did a great job on that set. And Brian says, yes, he did. Yeah, he really did. Mike says, King Cryptid is such a unique character. Are you reading King Cryptid, Mike? If not, why not? Pick it up. It's great. Like you said. Well, you didn't say it was great. You said it was unique. Which can also be... I won't read into it. I'll take the compliment. If you're not reading King Cryptid, Mike, or anybody else in the chat, or maybe Mike is reading King Cryptid, who knows? please go to kingcryptid.com. Currently, we're funding for issues 10 to 13. Those are in creation mode right now. Same thing with Blood Moon. The Blood Moon graphic novel is in production and creation. We're not going to hit that October deadline. That already was pushed back from, I think, July or June or whatever. We're probably more going to hit like a January deadline. Part of it's my fault, but I'll say that all of it's my fault. Just didn't budget the time correct again. And I apologize about that, but I do beg for your patience. And I'll be sending an update about that soon enough. But the good news is it is like halfway through production and we are in the throes of creating it. So that I think is pretty good news. At least it's getting done. And it will get done. It's just going to take a little more time than it really should have. And that's, I'm going to say, 100% on me. So don't yell at Kier. Don't yell at Rob. Just send your grievances to me. That's fine. But hopefully you guys understand. I mean, I hate when this stuff is late, but sometimes it just is what it is. And we either rush it and it gets done poorly, or we do it right and it takes a little longer. But if we had budgeted the time better, or if I had budgeted the time better, I would have just said, because looking back, I'm like, I gave less than a year to get a graphic novel done, especially when Kier was going to be working also on a bigger issue of King Cryptid. And then Rob was going to be fulfilling his campaign. And then I'm just going to be busy with what I'm busy with all the time. And that's just not enough time to do that. It definitely, I should have budgeted, to be perfectly honest, I probably should have budgeted 2 years, and then I would have sent it in a year and a half. And so it would have been early, which would have been great. But I didn't do that. From now on, I'm going to do stuff like that. I'm going to give myself like way more time on that deadline for a project, as opposed to making it that it's late. And people can back when they want to back, if they want to back. But I hate being late on this stuff. And we're going to be late on Blood Moon more than we wanted to be. But it's going to be awesome. And it's going to get done. And you guys are really going to enjoy it. It's coming along really nice. So that's all I could say for now. Let's see. We got Darker Half saying, after I've done some other reviews from my fellow countrymen, they asked. And for those that don't know, the Darker Half is in Australia. Mike says, I'll be catching up as soon as I can. Love his design. Thank you. Feel free. And this goes for everybody else, too. If you draw fan art of King Cryptid or anything like that, I hate calling it fan art because it feels like kiss-assy. If you draw any art, you don't have to be a fan of King Cryptid. If you draw any art of King Cryptid and you want to share it with me, bear in mind, I will ask you to send me a high-res printable version of it if you want it printed in an issue of King Cryptid. Lots of people have sent art of King Cryptid and King Cryptid characters before to me, and have had them published in the back letters page of each issue. So if you do want that, just bear in mind I'm going to ask you for that. So if you want to do something really cool, it's up to you. If you want to do anything King Cryptid character wise, send it to me, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. Hopefully we could use it for the letters page. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Grey Wolf? Good to see you. All right, I'm going to put the link again in case you guys want to join. Again, we're on Restream here, and Mike says I'll get to work. All right, looking forward to seeing what you do. Okay, so we got one person here waiting, and they're being very patient about it. Let's bring them on and see what they got or what's on their mind. Hey, Daniel, what's up?
Hey, Pete. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Good to talk to you again. It's been a while. Yeah.
How long has it been? Do you remember? Because I unfortunately don't. I'm sorry.
Well, I was trying to remember that too. I'd say probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Okay.
Around there. Yeah.
I can't keep track of time anymore for
I can't
Probably
either.
ever since COVID.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah.
2020 hit, and every day feels like it was yesterday and 100 years ago.
Yeah. I know how you feel.
So, what's on your mind? Why are you popping in here tonight?
Well, tonight I'm popping in because I want to talk about my book, which is currently in demand on Indiegogo. Just went ahead and shared the screen there. Guardian Angel Part 2, which is got funded. We're at 50 backers currently, and we're getting very, very close to fulfillment. I'm only waiting on the proof copies for the books. I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, I get those this weekend. But at the very least, I should get them next week. And so basically, the book takes place right after the events of Part 1, where my heroes, Henry Hatcher and Jessica Sawyer, worked together to rescue an industrialist named Laura Stone after she was kidnapped by 4 powerful elementals. And but of course, the elementals, led by air elemental Rainier, they have got a few tricks up their sleeves, and they're going to make things very, very hard for Henry and Jessica to accomplish their mission. The story and, of course, the series was made by me, and art and our illustrations and colors were done by Bogdan Rizea, who's been my artist on the first 2 books, and he's my artist on the next book as well. He's actually working on the cover for the next book after this one, so I'm actually really looking forward to that one. But yeah, so this book, and by the way, it's lettered by Eric Weathers, so we got some top-notch work on there on the lettering. We got their jet here. We got here's Henry and Jessica going into battle, and this is the leader of the villains here. That's Rainier.
These aren't pages, right? These are just like pinups.
So these this is a panel from the book. This is a kind of a cropped splash page. This one's a splash page. And then here's some panels.
I always like seeing a full page, or I like seeing, honestly, whenever I look at a campaign, I like seeing like a bunch of pages, maybe 3 or more in a row.
Mm-hmm.
If they have lettering, that's even better. But do you have any like a solid, like a whole page that we could check out?
Yeah, I can show you. I'll try to find one that doesn't have. Let's see. Hopefully, I can get one that doesn't have any spoilers on it. Let's see.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. Let's see here. Let me find a decent one here. I really like this one here. Let's see if I'll share that one here. Let's see here.
Oh, you got to dig deep for it.
Yeah, I had to dig a little deep for it. Yeah, okay. Here we go.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, so these are the villains having a bit of an argument.
Nothing crazy spoilery or anything like that on this one, right?
No, nothing crazy or spoilery.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, nice. So, what was the reason for creating this series?
I would say it was probably well, I created the series about a long time ago. It's been in my head for years. At least 10 or 12 years. It started out as a novel, and then right around 2019, I decided to adapt it into a comic book. It was kind of loosely based on like another like series idea that I had. There was actually My character Henry Hatcher was actually supposed to be kind of like a space captain. That
Okay.
yeah, he was going to be. The reason it was Henry Hatcher was because HH, and I had the idea that he was going to be Horatio Hornblower in space.
Why that?
I was really into naval warfare, sea
Okay.
voyage stuff at the time, and but then I started developing it, and then I like, well, I wanted to give him like I give him like superpowers, and then make him give him like a sword, kind of like a Jedi Knight, and then and then Bogdan, when he was designing him, he made him look kind of give him a ninja look to him. So I'm like, okay, well, let's make him kind of a ninja, and so yeah, and then with Jessica, originally she was going to be kind of a plucky sidekick, kind of like Wilma Deering from Buck Rogers. That was another inspiration I had was the Buck Rogers whole out of his a man out of his own time, but instead of doing it in space with that, I just had it done here on Earth and be 100 years in the future as opposed to hundreds of years.
What was the reason why you came up with this idea? How did that come about?
So honestly, a little bit of it was with Star Wars, where you had an evil empire. So that the Elementals are part of the Britannian Empire, and they're this there's this totalitarian regime that's ruling over most of the world, and that kind of came with Star Wars, and then I kind of threw in a little bit of like geopolitical stuff, kind of real world things, where the Free Republic of America is actually Texas. And I chose Texas for a couple of reasons. Number one, I was living in Texas at the time I was developing the series. And two, it's, I believe, the only state in the U.S. that was its own independent nation before it joined the U.S. And for those of you who probably don't know this, there's actually like a little clause in the Texas state constitution that they can secede from the union whenever they want. So
is that so?
It's in there, but I don't know if they can actually do it. Yeah, there was actually some talk about them about Texas wanting to do that when I think it was when Obama was president.
Okay,
but yeah, so that's kind of the main reasons I chose Texas for the Free Republic of America, and the main story takes place in Lone Star City, which is the rename for Austin, which is the capital, and I lived in Austin for 17 years, so that's where that all came from.
How'd you like it in Austin?
It was great up until about the last like 2 or 3 years I was there, and it just really fell off.
Why is that? What happened?
Well, we had some the city government became very, very left leaning, and they instituted a lot of policies that just really ruined the city, just in terms of like the crime and the homeless issue. Plus, there was there's a bill that they passed. I'll try not to get too far into the weeds, but there's a bill they passed for this like major transportation overhaul, which they're not even going to do. But it ended up raising property taxes by a huge amount, and nobody can afford to live there anymore. So,
around what year was this?
This was 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And
so where are you now, if you don't mind saying? You don't need to say exactly where, but
I'm in Central Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, Orlando area. Yeah.
You liking it?
Yeah, I'm liking it so far. Yeah, it's nice. It's actually not as hot as I thought it would be, but it's still pretty hot.
Is it humid?
Yeah, it's very humid.
I've always heard it's very humid. I can't stand the humidity.
Yeah, yeah. If you have a problem with humidity, yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I imagine everyone's indoors though, cranking the AC all the time.
Oh yes, they are. Yeah.
What's the temperature down there right now?
Good question. Let me take a look real quick.
Is it nice and balmy?
Well, actually, yeah, it's not too bad. 77.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah. But yeah, it's mostly mid 80s for the week, so that's actually not too bad. So
Yeah, I think today hit like 84 here. I'm up in New Hampshire.
No.
But like we'll have it like 84 and then it'll go to like 42.
No.
So it just like drops at night. So it's freezing cold at night if you don't, if you still have the windows open or whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it'll get humid here too, but I imagine it's nothing like Florida.
No, it's not. Yeah. 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 But
so any real life events influence your story? Like anything that happened to you that shaped the way that you created this?
I'm trying to think. Probably just my observations of the the state of the world, I guess. Just from like so a little bit of the inspiration for like Texas being surrounded by the Britannian Empire came from I don't know, it might get some people mad, but a lot of it was from Israel. Just the way Israel is, where it's it's this little country surrounded by people that want to destroy them.
Mm.
The Republic is kind of the same way, where it's surrounded by the empire that wants to destroy them.
Isn't every country essentially that?
Yeah, yeah. I guess you could say that. Yeah.
At least if you keep looking throughout the course of history, it seems like every country is surrounded by countries that want to take them over or wipe them out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that happened in Europe for a long time. Yeah.
Why is that? Why is that, Daniel?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you, Pete.
These are the hard-hitting questions for tonight.
Yes.
And you're here on your own accord, so feel free to leave whenever you want. Whenever the questions get uncomfortable.
That's all right. All right. You're good. You're good.
But yeah, I'm really trying. The reason I'm asking this line of questioning is because I'm really trying to get at the core of why creators create what they create. Because it's clearly not for fame and riches, and it's clearly, usually, especially when you're in the indie side of it, not for attention. Most people aren't doing that kind of, I think, ego stroking when they make a comic. But so I'm always curious as to what drives someone to create the story that they did create, because you could create anything. You could have made any kind of story and any way you wanted to. You're not working for, like, someone didn't hire you to make this, right?
No. This is all me. Yeah.
Okay, so this is your thing.
Yeah.
So I'm always curious about that. About why this? Because you didn't get hired on to do this. You came up with it out of nowhere. You could have come up with anything.
Yeah.
Because you're going to spend an awful lot of, as you know, time and money to create this kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of why my questioning is the way that it is, because I'm very curious about that motivation for people.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah. I think what motivated me to create specifically Henry, because he's a character I've had in my head for since 2009, so 14 years. He was somebody that he was a hero that I thought, this sounds cliche, but kind of saw a little myself in. He's not your typical
Well, did you see yourself in him, or did you imprint yourself upon him? Because he wasn't pre-existing, right? So you created him.
Right. Yeah. I may have maybe like imprinting a little, or maybe who I want to be, not necessarily who I am. At least because, like, so for instance, like he knows kendo. I don't know kendo.
Do you want to know kendo?
That would be nice. Yeah. he's I guess if I had to compare it to somebody in real life, he's kind of like Henry Cavill in that he's big, he's got muscles and everything, but he's a big nerd.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I kind of want to be, even though like I'm not a big muscle guy, I'm pretty flabby, but I'm just a big nerd, and I would love to, the idea of being this guardian of a country and having telekinesis and sword fighting abilities. That's just, this is something I would, love to have. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing kind of like a psychoanalysis on you.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
That's right.
Well, your greatest fears are now over because I do have somebody who has joined and is waiting in the green room.
Okay.
So I'll kick you off of the therapist couch and I'll
All
put
right.
somebody else on there.
All right. Well,
but best of luck to you with your book. So before you go, one more time, give the quick pitch, the quick rundown where they should go and why they should go there.
Yeah, so Guardian Angel Part 2 is basically the epic conclusion to my first Guardian Angel story arc. Henry Hatcher, Jessica Sawyer team up to rescue industrialist Laura Stone from 4 powerful elementals from the Britannian Empire. And of course, the elementals have a few tricks up their sleeves, and lots of action and lots of cool stuff that happens in here. And you don't want to miss out on it. It's on Indiegogo right now, very close to fulfillment, or getting closer to fulfillment. Just need to get the proof copies, and then we'll be ready to go.
All right, awesome. Thank you again so much for stopping by, and best of luck with it all.
All right, thank you, Peter. I appreciate it.
No problem.
See ya.
Take it easy, man.
All right.
All right, let's see here. So keep in mind that if you do join the show, I'm going to try to get down to the very core of why you're creating what you're creating. If you don't feel comfortable answering those questions, think twice before you click to join. All right, so if you do want to join the show, there it is. Join the show. The link is right there. You can hop on board. It's a restream. It's not StreamYard, so you might take a minute or so to get accustomed to your surroundings, just in case you've never been on a stream before. It's really not that different. It's not that frightening. You could do it. All right, let's see who we have here. We've got Dr. Ben's Comics. What's up, Dr. Ben?
Hey, what's up, Peterson, buddy? You hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Fantastic. Well, I figured...
Wait, are you coming? You got a dedicated mic?
Yeah.
Can you give that a tap for a second? Just tap on it. Oh, okay. I thought so. All right. Go to your settings.
Okay.
And then go to audio. And then make sure that the audio input is your mic.
Yep.
I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's for show. All right. It's muted now. It's not coming through. Oh, is it not plugged in?
No, is it there? That should be.
There it is. Wasn't plugged in?
No, there is it's plugged in, but there's like a little another button that once it's on, you have to push to like amplify it or something.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're coming in good now.
Okay. Yeah, I was going through how did I? Because I streamed earlier, and that thing must have been off the whole time. But
it's possible.
I don't know.
It could be Restream just messing with you. Were you on StreamYard or what were you on before? Yeah, StreamYard. Could be Restream messing with you.
Oh, you know what? I rebooted it too. I wonder if I rebooted the computer. I bet that's what it did.
Who knows, man? Who knows?
Shit. I got. Well, I'll show off the copy that doesn't have writing on the cover. I printed my comic, Van Piglet.
Van
of
Piglet.
like a. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's
It
going
is
dark.
Yes, I'm not quite sure how well it's going to come up. I got like a gloss cover on it, right? But it is I'm calling it my goth true crime comics. And it does have Van Piglet in it, who she's kind of like if you imagine like Miss Piggy and Vampirella kind of like mushed together. That's basically
Okay.
her.
Hmm.
But the first half of it, it's black and white, 56 pages, and I would classify it as like a horror anthology, right? But the first half is a true crime story. I don't know how to. There we go. And it's in like definitely like I'm not like it's in a more like underground style. People have called me actually the epitome of underground comics. I don't know. I don't like to call myself that because it sounds weird. I mean, I do like to call myself that, but I had two reviewers both say it. Like one said it, and then like another one like quoted him, and he was like, "Didn't you call him the epitome?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." But so that's what I'm saying. It's kind of dark comic. Van Piglet is in it. There's like weird. It's about a horrific crime. I feel like I'm kind of like all over with the pitch, but that's also kind of the way my art is, right? Like I was on the stream earlier today. I had a fella on there, and he said that with my comics, it might be best if like I don't want to advocate drug use. So this is me quoting someone named Cynic, but he said might be better if you like microdose mushrooms before you read my comics. So I don't,
Interesting.
you know.
I wonder if they were speaking from experience. Sheldon asks, "Is there a Franken Kermit?" I think it would be more like Froggenstein. You know,
yeah.
if you're gonna have a Vamp Piglet, you're gonna have more like a Froggenstein, because it's not, you know, it's not Miss Piggy there. It's not Miss Piggy, so we can't go with Kermit.
Froggenstein. See, I was trying to do like a Frankenstein and like Jeffrey Epstein for a while, but like couldn't figure out like a joke or something. But like a Kermit and Frankenstein.
So that's I don't think I'm even gonna touch.
Oh
that.
yeah, I am like I do a lot of like political like jokes and humor and stuff too. Like I have my YouTube and I cover comics and news and stuff. So there's stuff about there is a couple pages about like I don't know if you follow politics, but like last year was like crazy, right? There was the election.
I try not to follow politics, but politics keep following me. It's unfortunate.
So, like there's a page with has like my image of like Trump from the 13th and everything, and and there's like it has like text with it too, but I don't want to try and I'll bonk this into the camera if I mess around with it too much. Also, I did I don't know if you remember when Robert Downey Jr. came out as Dr. Doom for the new Marvel movies. I took that image and I put Kamala Harris's head on there. That's what I'm saying. Like it's just some parts of it are just like a
I feel like this show is a little too early in the night for this topic. I feel like I should be on it like 2 a.m.
Oh yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't want to like throw people out there like just not preparing for that.
What I have to ask, because I was going to ask anyway, but what made you create this comic?
Well,
why'd you create it?
I had to. I've done other comics. I've been in other weird comics and done my own self-published stuff, and I felt like I had to tell this horrific story that I witnessed as sort of well, honestly, as like a testament to like the faith in Jesus Christ and the Bible, because like as I'm saying, it does cover like horrific crimes and stuff. It's called like a satanic murder. Like it's Definitely
Okay,
played
I feel like we're playing the world's most insane game of checkers here.
Oh, I know.
Jumping all over the place.
It's like I said. This
Give
is
me what. Let's start with that. What is the crime you're talking about?
so 20 years ago in New Orleans, Louisiana, a fellow was murdered in a hotel room in a hot tub.
Okay.
And it was called the Goth Hotel Hot Tub Murder. And I witnessed this horrible event. And the people that did it, the guy that did it, he claimed that he was a Satanist, and that this was his ritual offering to his demonic lord. He used specific names and stuff, but I'm not trying to spread.
So you saw this thing happen? Would you have to testify?
Yep. That's what I'm saying. I was charged with the murder too. So I mean, it's it's not like a fun. Yeah, they don't. It's like a court cases. Like they sometimes have to figure out what happened. Like 3 people.
So you were a murder suspect.
If you want to find out the whole story, see,
I'm trying to, that's kind of an interesting story that maybe, I could see as like a short story, a novel, maybe something like that, some kind of memoir. But I can't make the connection between that and the involvement of Van Piglet.
Right. Well, like, because it's like her and like my rabbit character, Stanley J. Wabbit. They're sort of like, imagine like I've had like dreams about like both of them. So it's like, they're more like real in my mind, but like, imagine like they kind of like stop me because I'm like talking and I'm trying to present like all this stuff instead of that. Like, I tried to do, it's an auto bio, right? So it's like I start talking, I'm like, well, okay, I'll tell my story, and I start like going off about like political stuff, and they're like, what the hell? Like, you said it's all about this murder thing, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that's what I'm saying. They're sort of like a framing device, if you would. Like if it's popular, do like more shoots and just
does your story lack structure? What's the structure of the story? I can't really. I'm trying my best here, Doc.
Oh yeah. So it is. That's what I'm saying. It is. It's an account of true crime. It's like a memoir. I guess maybe autobio. It is It's like there's not like a good description for it. Like it's not like yeah. That's the best way I can describe it. Is it's a kind of like true crime and horror. I mean,
Which character are you? Can you show me which character are you?
Yeah.
Are you in it?
Yes.
You're not Van Piglet, are you?
No.
Okay.
And you're risking. I'm risking giving away the spoilers here. But so like that's me. So it's just like a picture of me.
All right.
Back when I was a younger guy, I worked at a restaurant, at a hotel.
Okay, so at the risk of spoiling the book, walk me through the story, the series of events, the real series of events. You're working at a restaurant,
right?
And you witnessed a murder.
So I had, I'd gone to school. I was a chef. Had been up in a country club for a while, and then decided to move. All the chefs at the restaurant recommended that when you're first starting out as a chef, move around every couple of years to get and go somewhere different. You know what I mean? Like if you worked at a seafood place, go to, go somewhere, go to a bakery. You like just go do something different, get a variety of experiences. So I was like, well, shit, I want to.
Strawberry shortcake tastes like tilapia.
Exactly.
Oh, that guy, he just came from the seafood place. He's still learning the ropes.
Smoked salmon cupcakes? No, like that actually sounds kind of like a cup. Imagine like one of those Red Lobster like biscuits, but like with a salmon mousse. getting crazy.
I don't know. All right, so you're at the restaurant. What happened on that fateful night?
So like first night I really go out. I mean, I've been there for a little bit, but like didn't know really anybody in town. Go to the local goth club called it's called the Original Dungeon. So I go there, and I see these people that like I later, see later too. They're also all at this goth club, and I drink there, and leave. Gets to like dawn because they stayed. New Orleans, there wasn't a time that like they stopped selling like alcohol and liquor, right? Like there's no like 1 o'clock cutoff, 2:30. So not a good.
They should probably rethink that.
They might have changed it now, or it might have been just like in the French Quarter because that's like where all the the tourists and everything are, and that's what I'm saying. That's of course where I was at like. Anyway, so I go to leave, and this girl's outside that I had seen earlier, and she invited me to go to a hotel. She's like, "This guy's having a party. He's gonna have a hot tub and champagne. You wanna go with us?" And I was like, "Yes, I definitely do." I was single. She was a goth girl with weird, crazy dreadlocks. I was,
how old,
like
how
a
old
young,
were you at the time? You said it about 20 years ago.
Goth boy. That's exactly. She's inviting me to go to a hotel. Get there, and we're there for a little bit, and there was another guy there who was the killer. He struck him in the back of the head with a champagne bottle.
Man,
I was beside the guy, but I didn't like. I don't. It's not like I like saw this. You know what I mean? Like you see things happen out of the side of your eye, corner of your eyes, and like I know like all the things that happened. I jump out of the tub because I think they're fighting, and going to get my clothes on. And when I look back, he's chanting. And the girl that had invited me, she is like sort of like a cheerleader, like dancing and laughing.
Yeah, the whole scenario sounds like something you should not have done.
Yeah, well, see, that's my point with the book is like to tell people, because I'm saying, like there's so many people that look at like a lot of this like
it's like something out of a movie, because in the movies they always say that you got to be willing. You have to come on your own accord. You can't be forced to be here, because then it's not a good sacrifice. It's you can't use that. So they send somebody out there. It's like every horror movie ever. They send somebody out there that can go recruit someone. Like you could have been the victim that night, Dr. Ben.
Well, that right. That is something. It does talk about that in there. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to give away like every single bit of it, but I mean that is the reality of it, and it's and I might seem like I feel like I'm like laughing. And
like, what does Magneto say in X-Men 2 there or whatever? I think it's X-Men 2, where he's like, never trust a beautiful woman, especially one that's interested in you.
Oh my God, I was in jail. Like all of those movies like played on the TV too. Like all the X-Men movies and all that. Like all the Daredevil, and it was obviously the Ben Affleck Daredevil, like the Hulk, the original.
The Ang Lee, yeah, Eric Bana. That one, right? Not the Ed Norton.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It is a crazy story. There's more. As much as that's usually like the like that sounds pretty crazy. Like there's more.
Yeah.
It's like what? And like I said, and I make it clear in it too. I'm like, this is wanted to show like the realities of satanic evil, but at the same point, I wanted to talk about the, I guess, the faith. People that can have faith in Jesus. For me, that's that's what I'm for. So I mean, I don't want to sound preachy, but also at the same point, I guess that is being preachy. But you know what I mean? Like, if you imagine trying to, you're gonna.
Again, man, I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to put the conspiracy theory wall up, connect the dots, get the little strings going. I can't. Like everything you're saying, then I'm like, but there's vamp.
Well, you've never done like drugs though, right? Like that's something I think you've said that before. Like you've never done like even weed or nothing.
I don't think I necessarily need to. I don't think it would help me though in this instance.
When is the latest you have been out, Peter? You go to the bar and you're drinking beer or shots or something. When is the latest?
The whole night into sunrise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not.
I'm not trying to pass judgment here. I'm just trying to connect the dots of the story that you've created. I'm just trying to see like because you're mentioning the true crime that you were involved in, not as a participant, but you had witnessed. And then you were a suspect, and thankfully that got cleared. Did that take a while, or was it like you spent a good deal of time sorting things out? Oh man,
yeah, they don't. It's not like
unbelievable.
Really fast. I was there for. I also got to see Hurricane Katrina, so I was there for that.
That's horrible, man.
Yes,
unbelievable.
Well, that's it, because it's just I guess it's not really like that's what I'm saying. If it turns out popular, it's not like a big commercial book. It's not like someone's going to go from like Spider-Man to like, hey, you know what? Let me check out this.
Oh yeah, I get it. Did you ever read my book, The Chair? It's a psychological horror thriller on death row.
No, I have not. I've got.
You might be interested.
The only Peter Simeti books I have are King Cryptid.
I made The Chair a while ago. It actually got turned into a film. It's Roddy Piper's last feature film before he passed away.
Really?
Yeah. It might be on Tubi or wherever movies like that are. I don't know anymore. But I'm trying to draw the connections here because you got a really interesting story at the heart of it. It just sounds like I'm trying to, like, who's Vamp Piglet? What part does she play?
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. They're just like, because it starts and it has like me like sitting like at my like drawing desk, right? Like I'm there, and like Vamp Piglet and Stanley are characters. Like I've had them in like other comics, right? Like or like other.
So like Vamp Piglet's been in another comic, or?
Right, just stuff I've published, like little mini comics or like online.
Okay.
So there's not, what I mean? She's not really like a character like, what I mean? She doesn't have like a secret identity or like she's just like, what I mean? Does Garfield have what's Garfield's origin? You know what I mean?
But Garfield's not involved in true crime. As far as I know.
Well, there's a lot of questions about the disappearance of Nermal that could answer. He could make some statements about, but you know what I mean. Like that, a lot of times I look at comic strips like that. Like throughout it, I have like little comic strips with them. Oh, I guess if I explain that too, like on
I'm just trying to. Like I said, like I told Daniel earlier, I'm very interested into how people create what they create and why they create it. So I'm very interested into like, why did you put that character in, what must have been a very traumatic event in your life, very serious event, and you could have told it that way. I get if you're trying to put some humor onto it, if this is more of like a cathartic experience for you as a storyteller. But I'm wondering, like, why the choice of that character? How did you arrive at that?
Well, when you open it, this is the other thing. When you open it, I guess this would explain it too. And this isn't
Okay.
really a spoiler because this is like the first page. So now, you
Or
probably
can
can't read
you
that.
read that? Because I can't read
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's not going to work over there. So this has been the toughest comic to make because writing and drawing the story meant reliving the events more than I normally do on any regular day. Soon I got very good at avoiding the work by finding other important chores that required immediate attention rather than sit and draw the comic. So when I found myself developing an entire forest of bonsai trees instead of drawing pages, I finally understood the problem. And then there's those three little dots, and then it says Vampiglet. So like Vampiglet was basically sort of like the way like I sort of like broke through like how to tell the story. You know what I mean? Like I've worked on trying to tell it. Like
Is she the detective or something like that in it?
No,
What's
just
her
as
part?
like imagine like a horror host. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
Like the Crypt Keeper or the Old Witch or like Vampirella was a horror host in like her comics sometimes, where they just kind of like introduce the story. You know what I mean? Like they might make a joke about it or a character in it. Like is that like break like a fourth wall? Like there, because it's like when I think of like Tales from the Crypt, like the Crypt Keeper's like talking with you, and he's like also commenting on the story that he's about to show you. Like he's, like this guy made a real dumb decision. So I mean, that's I guess that's the best way to describe it. Is it's in that style of like Vampirella, Crypt Keeper. Vampiglet is just she's telling the story,
like Elvira, right?
Yeah.
Or are you thinking of Vampira?
I think that's
because Vampira was the horror host.
No, like no, in
because that's basically the one that Elvira kind of knocked off.
Like the first, I stuck it in the other room and didn't grab it. But like the first issue of like the Vampirella magazine, like with that Frazetta cover, like it's just her. Like she comes in like it. I think it starts off like she's in a bath, but then like after that, it's like she introduces like it'll have like her like perched beside like the first panel of like all the stories, and then they're just short little.
Oh, that's strange. Wow, yeah, the only Vampirella stories I ever read was like she was a character in them, like a main character. I don't remember her being like a host of short stories within her book. That's interesting.
It's definitely odd, like because I know what you mean, like 'cause there's definitely all the later ones where, and in the first issue there, like I've got to get more issues of it because it's just there's parts with her in it too. Like it'll be her, but then there'll be like other like kind of just creepy like supernatural horror stories, and then there's like 4 stories I think in it, and then there's one like another one with her, and it's just so that's what I mean. Like I took that and I was like, yeah, that's gonna be the easiest way to tell it, is just have her show me like, what is he doing? Why is he taking so long to even tell this shit? And I'm just like,
all right, I got to get back to this part. Now, when you were in prison for 2 years, you said?
For sure, yeah.
What ages were you at? Like, what was your age? How old were you?
Oh, I would have been like 20, 23 to 25, something like that.
Wow. What was that like, man?
It was it was crazy. I mean, it was I mean, it was like a dormitory. Like it reminded me almost like of like a school dorm, like a college dorm or something. But like maybe like for all, or like the dormitory for all like the bad kids or something like that. Because there was like just open rooms.
It's like juvie hall for adults.
Yeah, it was definitely like it was New Orleans. I mean, it was like super.
That's
like
gotta
just
be
insane, like constantly.
Yeah. That's gotta be rough. That's not an easy area.
No, it was just gangs all the time. Like it was, and you'd see people like the ones that they put like in like the adult side, they were like 16 or 17. Because it was like, well, now they have so many priors as like 14 and 15-year-olds. Now they qualify. And I'm like,
wow,
what the fuck? Are you kidding? Like, it was wild. I mean, and then like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like a whole other world. And then when, like I said, at the end, we're supposed to be released was when Hurricane Katrina hit. So I mean, as bad as prison is, trying to live in there. Imagine like now there's no water, no electric, first floor's flooded. Like
wow, yeah,
like just insane. Like there's it's like every year because it was like August or whatever. So it's like I guess I get all weepy around this time, but you know what I mean. Like it was watching all that inside was just insane, and then like being evacuated. The city was like flooded for like 2 months. I mean, that place was fucked. Like, oh,
what did you do? What did you do at that point in time?
Prayed.
Like when you were released, what happened? What did you do? Where'd you go?
I came back up here and then to Ohio. I'm from Ohio. And stayed up here. Like I was wherever they evacuated us to somewhere else, and we were there for a month, and like they're trying to get paperwork and everything. The entire court system is like underwater now, so like everything's messed up. And just as they were getting my stuff straight to let me go, like the next hurricane was coming through, and it was like to that, like exactly where they evacuated us to. I'm just like it was so wild. But it was like when this, to go back to like when the murder had initially happened, like see all this freaking out, and they call me. They're like, it's okay. We're Satanists. We've done this before. It's okay. I'm just like, oh, right, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh well. All right. I'm perfectly calm now.
And
you're professionals. You know what you're doing.
So when I get arrested, the cops show up to my door, and I'm just like, I'm a horrible liar. I couldn't, I'm just like, they're just like, can you tell us, you have any idea why we're here? And I'm just like, so you get arrested. You tell them you're at the murder scene, etc. You put yourself at the crime, you get arrested. That's what happens. And I'm just like, and I was raised like super, super religious too, like, so it's just like, oh my God, I've just messed everything. Because, at that point, I'm in New Orleans. I'd gone to college. I wasn't going to church anymore. And I'm not trying to say go to whatever church, but obviously, I was astray from the path of doing right, And so that's what, I started praying. I'm like, man, I'm screwed. I'm effed.
So you were wrongfully imprisoned for 2 years? How did they keep you there on what charges?
For murder. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't, like, you don't get, like, once you're charged with it, then it's just like, you don't get to like leave. There wasn't a bail because it's like a capital crime or whatever. So they don't let you out for that one. Or at least down there they don't. Maybe they do now. I'm not.
Did they not have the people who did it? Is that why? Were they hunting them down?
No. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel it's like I have to talk about it because it's like looking back on it is like I'm in jail. I've never been in jail before. Never been arrested. You know what I'm saying? I've gone to college. I'm like, normal white kid, praying. Oh my God, these guys, I don't know who they are. They're street kids. I don't know their names. Their names Never and Worry. Like what I'm screwed. Where do they live? I don't know. On the street. So I'm like, I'm praying, find these guys, hunt them down, get the detectives, get them out there. And a week later, they arrest both of them. They find them in Florida because the girl turns herself in and has all these crazy stories that don't make sense. He's telling people over in Florida, he's bragging about the murder, telling people, I killed the guy. And they're like, sure you did. And then they start seeing his mugshot.
So they get the guys, but they still keep you for that much more time? Wow. That's messed up, man.
That's what I'm saying. You have to, I suppose they could have ultimately I had to cut a deal. But that's the thing too, is it's not, they don't just courts are not, I if I tried to explain it, I wouldn't make any sense. I would just talk myself into knots.
Oh yeah, well the processing and the bureaucracy, it's insane.
When he got there, well, that's what I'm saying. All the stuff is in the. I don't want to tell the whole every single detail. There is, there's still more wilder parts. It's just
you ever consider writing and not to demean comics because I never would dream of doing that, but ever consider just writing an actual book, like a prose book, like a memoir?
I did.
Oh, you did write one?
Well, no, I did try writing one.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I tried that for a while.
It was too much.
Yeah, that's in. You would think comics would be the same, but there's something with comics you can focus on something, but then you can also look at panels and panels can be out of focus. Think of how in manga, manga will go from a really hyper detailed page to the next one that has the characters are just cartoony looking, right? It's just different perspectives, right? So I kind of did that a little bit because it was I can't. I didn't want to sit and draw pages of this whole detailed graphic horror, you know what I'm saying? It's I can't do that, but also I couldn't not show some, you know what I mean? So it was just that's what I mean. It's making it as a comic was the way I had to do it. I tried for a while looking at horror writers, looking at different true crime things. This was years before, back in the teens, I guess. Because I got canceled from comic, just indie comics back in 2016, and so I was well, screw this. I'll write books. Books seem like there are not as many cancel people in books, which it's worse over there. But that's what I tried, and that's what I've got pages and pages and tons of notebooks and sketchbooks.
Man,
so yeah, it was that's what I'm saying. It's definitely a personal thing. If I didn't tell this, I felt I wouldn't be. Like I said, if you pray for something and then it happens, and you don't thank God, you don't acknowledge that. You know what I mean? If I'm hey Peter, can I borrow $100? And you're here you go, and I'm just just take the money and don't say anything. You'd be you'd be hey, say thanks at least, not a thanks for the 100. But you have. So it's the same thing, even more so with God, I guess. Actually, more so. If you pray for something and it happens, God delivers it. You want to think that he doesn't deliver it. If you're an atheist, if you believe in coincidences, then you can look at it that you are acknowledging quantum physics or like acknowledging science, however you want to, so that's what I mean. It's like, I feel like if I didn't acknowledge this part of me, because like there's, like it's been on like true crime podcasts and there TV episodes and stuff, and so I mean, like I felt like if I didn't acknowledge it and say something, and like I wouldn't be true. I wouldn't be real, because I mean that's it's a hell of a thing. I mean, there's not there's not a day that goes by that guy that I don't see like that guy.
I can imagine. Yeah,
it's just so I mean, and then just everything, like seeing the world, everything since then. There's been all sorts of just bizarre events that I've like survived, car crashes and stuff, and like I probably complain about all my health, my feet and everything, but what I mean, like I feel like just sometimes I look at things and you get like, you're like upset, like if you got arthritis, right? But it's like you still get to see so many things. Like I couldn't even imagine like all the stuff. Like I don't want to like go off the rails on like news or anything, but I mean every day with news is something like more insane than yesterday, and I just feel like it's just watch that, and like for like to be like for comics and cartoons, I feel like part of it is just like documenting that, right? Because like so many cartoonists like take like every event and like turn it to their ideology, like left wing, right wing, whatever it is. Where with comics you can be so honest, you can just capture something just exactly as it is. You can say exact, you know what I mean? Like you can write a picture and then put exactly what you want to think about that picture right there. And there's something about that, because then like people translate comics into everything, all our other mediums. Like you go back, you know what I mean? Like you go back to the beginning of like movies and stuff, all of them were based on all the old comics, all the, it's Flash Gordon, Tarzan, Buck Rogers, Dick Tracy, and all that. Like there's something, and all of that like kind of continued, like all the influences that those just keep having. It's like comics are like the start of the stream, the start of the Mississippi or something like.
Yeah. Well, I gotta let you go. I got somebody waiting in the back. But thank you for stopping in and sharing that story with me, man.
I hear you.
All the best to you. What was that? The audio cut out.
When Dr. Ben's Comics that's like just my handle or whatever. I've got the eBay's on it's on all of it,
All right, there you go. Dr. Ben's Comics.
Just go to like Dr. Ben's Comics on like YouTube or eBay with the X. So.
All right. Thank you for stopping by, man. Have a great night. Take it easy.
How do I get out of here? Do I click out of here, or do you kick me out? What happens?
Hey, we could do one or the other. It doesn't matter. I'll send you out though. All right, and then you can figure it out after that. Take it easy, man. All right, let's see. We got somebody waiting patiently in the mag. This will be the last guest of the night. What is up, Stato?
How am I coming through?
Time.
I coming through okay?
Good.
Great.
Yes,
I got a big boy microphone.
Oh, no way. Very nice.
Which is funny because I retired from streaming, so doing it for like
you did.
voiceover.
That's unfortunate.
Well, I haven't. It's. I debated.
Understandable, but unfortunate.
I debated coming in here because I'm not even sure half the chat even remembers who I am. But I wanted to say hi to you. It's been so long.
I bet they remember you, and I'm glad you came in. How you doing?
Oh my goodness. No, it's funny. I quit streaming, and I think I've done one since April, and since then just been doing shorts, and I've gained like 3,000 subs
through just doing shorts.
Yes.
Wow.
The less I say, the more people like it. You see, I'm finding this out. It's exciting.
Well, YouTube, they're so fickle with the way that they have the algorithm established, and
oh, I know.
Sometimes you gain a bunch from shorts, sometimes you gain a bunch from videos, whatever. I don't know how to.
Oh, but the funny thing about shorts is they don't tell you like you gotta like do like YouTube. What is it, like 1,000 hours or something like that? And you're doing pretty okay and stuff. Shorts like 10 million.
Yeah,
views or something like that.
Yeah, you look at it and you're like,
you're like, hey, 2,000, I'm doing pretty dang good. And you look at the guidelines, you're like, ah, crap, might as well be doing like 3 stream views or something.
Yeah, people remember you. CSGA,
I'm
Bretsky,
touched.
Cole. Yeah, how could they forget Stato?
I remember you said that's good.
What have you been up to?
I've been, oh geez, I've gone back to the well. I've been ripping up my style, redoing it, more lessons, more drawing, reading comics. By the way, I just got the Blood Realm books. Those were printed with the new printer, weren't they?
Yes. Yeah.
Because this alternates never looked better. Baby, this looks great. I'm excited for the new ones coming.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they look fantastic.
Yeah, I mean they're sturdy. The color's good. I mean, obviously there's only one color in here, but it looks great.
Thank you, man. Have you had a chance to read it yet, or just flip through it?
I haven't. I've looked through a few. I mean, obviously, Kier Covington and Rob and Rossi. They're all looks amazing. Every one of them. I was just commenting the other day on Twitter, or maybe the other week, that Rob's art from issue 1 to now, huge difference. Looks awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got. I mean,
and that's progression you want to see happen, though. Sometimes it's the reverse.
Oh yeah, I mean, but look at that grind. What is he? He's at 19, 18 issues. That's a heck of an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh yeah. Man. It's crazy to think. I think the last time I talked to you, I don't even know.
It probably would have been, you came on my stream for the King Cryptid 10 to. It was the one with you and Rob and Kier.
Yeah, okay, so I think it might have been for Blood Moon.
Yeah, that must have been it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Man. So how are you enjoying not streaming? Are you missing it at all? Do you think you get back to it, or are you
sometimes
very comfortable?
I miss sometimes sitting around talking with the chat a little bit, but you get into the situation where they start talking about things that are going on in the community. They're a bit chaotic, and you don't have a whole lot to add. Doesn't make for great TV. and when you're constantly changing the subject, it doesn't go anywhere because then they circle it back. It doesn't make for great TV. And with the shorts type stuff, my audience has changed a little bit, obviously. Not just like in that corner of comics anymore, all over the place. Mm-hmm. So they don't know what the heck is going on or talking about. So I mean that you want to lock them out.
Yeah.
So
it's become very insular with a lot of stuff going on lately in some corners. Everyone's got like their weird little corner in comics, and it's unfortunate. I'm trying to figure out, how do we all break out of that, not abandon it, but break out and expand.
Oh, you got to just go other places and start putting different hashtags. Like what I did is I started with just sketches, and that did all right. Started putting my comic strips with a little bit of voiceover and stuff in the shorts, and I'm finding those ones are getting 10, 20, 40,000 views and 1,000 likes and stuff. And the rest of my sketches are like a couple hundred views, maybe 40 or 50 likes. But
that's great, though.
People still like comics, and they still comic strips hold a special place in people's hearts just because the old newspapers and stuff like that, childhood. Yeah. So I'm trying to push that out to other people.
Well, don't forget us when you become big and famous.
Oh, stop it. I'm not going to forget you. Matter of fact, as soon as I get my style fixed up, I feel like I've got to try to come up with something for your printer for months
Oh,
down the
that'd
line,
be
like
great.
24 page book or something like that, just to see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I
I want
think
it
you're
consistent.
ripe for that, man. Your style, I mean, you talk about Rob and his style growing. Your style has grown so much.
Oh, it's going to grow for. I just bought another like 4 of these
Your cartooning,
animation
your
books and stuff.
expression, yeah, it looks like you're studying Disney masters.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of just like your independent animator guys and stuff like that. It's the consistency and the speed that I'm after.
Yeah.
You can't be late when you're just like pounding through 2 pages a day kind of thing. But yeah, that's a process to take. I learned, I was on a path where I was like trying to draw like, comic book artists. You look at John Buscema, and that's the one thing that I don't like about how to draw comics the Marvel way.
Mm-hmm.
When you're drawing that, like, there's almost no way not to try to draw like Buscema. You're drawing it, and you're like looking at that, and you're looking at this, and going, it's trash. And it's enough to put you off of comics. But I mean, like, the nice thing about animation is they tend to just give you like the basic, here's the structure, kick you out the door, go find a style kind of thing.
Yeah.
But not just that, like looking at paintings, a lot of painters, a lot of old ad stuff from the 40s and 50s, a lot of old comics, a lot of black and white pictures, old movies, silent movies. Right now I'm watching a ton of like Japanese movies from the 50s and 60s, ghost stories and Kurosawa movies and stuff like that.
Wow.
Talk about great framing. Like if you're studying like comics and composition, anytime you pause like Seven Samurai or Yojimbo, it's a picture. It's a panel.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. There's so much of that I find in modern film. It's just not there anymore.
No.
And even weirder, I don't know if you or anybody in the chat, if you guys pay attention to any of the commercials that are on anything. I don't really watch regular TV, or I don't have cable, but on streaming, they tend to show the same commercial blocks over and over again.
Yeah.
And every now and then I'll look up and it's always a strange camera angle being used. A lot of the time I'm wondering, why are they filming this as if it was a horror movie? Like they'll have these weird up angles at a 3/4 and like a weird kind of just lighting. But it has nothing to do with, there's nothing ominous. There's nothing being portrayed this way. And I'm like, dude, are they aware that this is how you film a horror movie? It looks like The Shining.
I think most stuff, like whether it's movies or even music, especially, they're not so much, they're going for more of a vibe nowadays.
Yeah, I've noticed that. And everything is about, portraying that you want like this lifestyle or something, especially if it's a commercial. It's about don't you want to be like the people that are in the commercial, as opposed to actually just telling you what the hell the thing is, what it does, how much it is, where you could get it.
I say absolutely not. I see those perfume commercials or like cologne commercials where they're like on a beach, like looking disinterested in everything.
Everything is like that now.
And you just go like, that must be miserable being that person stuck on a beach, can't get off, but he's got a good bottle of cologne. I could drink this in an emergency.
Yeah. Everything is like that. It's insane. Like, to the point that whenever I see anything that's on YouTube from the 80s or 90s or the 70s or whatever that includes the commercials, like someone recorded, whatever show was on.
Oh yeah.
And it'll have I'm completely taken by the commercials because they're just so much more, I don't know, lively, interesting, human.
Yeah.
But then everything today, it's just so weird. Even the commercials have this hollow, creepy vibe to them. It's so strange. I feel so detached when it comes to that.
Just like fast food restaurants, right? They all look like office buildings now, and they used to each have personality.
Yeah, they all look like the bank of Taco Bell or whatever.
That'd be perfect. I can go in. Can I get a withdrawal? Like 2 tacos.
Yeah.
No, I one thing I'm noticing watching these old movies is like how each of these companies kind of went for their old personality. You know what I mean? Like I'm watching a bunch of old Daiei movies. So that's like Gamera, like Yokai, monsters, and they had an Invisible Man, 2 movies that I'd never seen where he's like a cop from like the
That's
like an
great.
Invisible Man cop show. Like the Invisible Man appears in the Invisible Man versus the Human Fly, and I'm just like, how did I never know about this? This is freaking amazing. And they're about as good as the Universal. They use the same techniques as the Universal guys, probably like,
Oh, nice.
painted them out, put them in like black or whatever, and painted them out and stuff.
Yeah.
But they've got great personality. They hold up really, really well, and they're almost like Hammer. What Hammer was to Universal.
Oh,
These
okay.
look like Hammer
yeah.
movies, except they're old Japanese things. And
Wow.
Arrow Video put a bunch of stuff out from Dai, and I've kind of been hooked because I'd never heard of them aside from Gamera. Most people know Gamera, but that's pretty much it.
Man.
Anyway.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to hear from you, man. You
It's good to
sound
see
good.
you too. Yeah, I'm trying.
You sound like a man who hasn't streamed in a long time.
I got so much time to draw and read books. It's crazy. Watching movies.
Are you paying it? I know you're not streaming, but are you paying attention to anything anymore within the realm of comics?
Well, it's
indie
hard,
or otherwise.
it's hard to. It's in our corner of comics. It's kind of hard to ignore. If there's a dust up, you mute a bunch of stuff, and it always seems to kind of. You go, what the hell? Who is this person? What are they talking about? And then you see, oh, geez, okay, But no, I've been looking at a little bit indie here and there. A lot of my time has been taken up looking at art books, sketchbooks, kind of like Gandalf looking through the scrolls in the thing, kind of like just figuring out what makes them work. Starting to like spend an hour a day with each book, just dissecting the dang thing and like trying to pick out pieces that work and don't work and why they do this, why the artist does that kind of thing. So it takes up a bit more time. So I don't unfortunately have a lot of time to sit around and watch artist gossip on stream anymore. It's not 2020. There are things to do.
I know. It's I'm finding that there's a lot of difference between ambition and initiative right now. Like I find that there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of ambition. They want to do this, they want to accomplish that, they want to, all these big. It's basically a lot of talking the talk, not a lot of walking the walk.
Well, I like streams that, I'll watch retrospectives, documentaries, and stuff. But I mean, I like streams where I can learn something. And in terms of comics, if you've got a bunch of comic guys standing around or sitting around talking about, like, they look at an art piece or something like that, and they're talking about it, dissecting it, bringing their perspectives to it, something like that. I love that kind of thing.
That's great. That's constructive.
But if they're sitting around saying this book sucks, or they've got opinions about something that's kind of arbitrary, I don't have time for it anymore, I'm afraid. I'm not gonna go in there and say you guys suck or anything like that. I just walk away. Life's too dang short.
Yeah, that's something that I've found a lot over the years for me is before, like, I would, even when it comes to like a bad movie, I would stick it out, I'd be like, well, I'm halfway through, I might as well finish it, even though I had nothing in me wants to continue this. now something's like 5 minutes in and I'm like, nope.
Something about getting older, you don't want to waste your time.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You get
where you want to put your time.
You get a book or whatever, the first page, it's just it doesn't hit you at all. Not like, it's got promise, but it's going to be a slow burn. It just completely doesn't hit you. Before I'd feel like, well, I got the book, I got to spend some time. No, I don't care.
Right. Yeah. And that's it's unfortunately the kind of the same with streaming, where you've got 10 minutes where they're just kind of, hey, look at this video, or something like that. Like, okay, well, I mean, have fun hanging out. Like,
what I never understood.
What
I never understood was a lot of the shows where, and even some of the former guys that would be at Alterna did shows like this, where it was pretty much like, come and watch me for 2 hours, surf the internet. And I'm like, I always be like, why would you do that, first of all? And what is the appeal to watch that? Do we not know how to surf the internet? Have we become that much of a voyeuristic culture where conversation and actually
Well,
looking at things that have a purpose and context are no longer the thing. It's more just like, hey, let me just peruse.
I mean, I get it. Sometimes it becomes a habit. Sometimes you get a group of people and you're like, you want to be kind of part of that or part of something bigger in terms of like
Guess.
a movement or something like that. But when I find the more skill that or at least the more skill I get, the less that I, I find that most artists, when they get together, they don't really talk a lot of shop. You know what I mean? You like, it's just like, hey, how's it going? How's your dog? Oh man, I was just, like they talk about what they ate for dinner.
Yeah.
Or what their movies they're watching or
Yeah.
something like that. They don't really go like, hey, what's your opinion on like how to draw hands?
And I
Like,
totally get
so,
that.
yeah.
But at the same time, it's something that if Michael Bancroft, I don't know if you saw the tweet that he had put out, I don't know, a week ago.
I saw the fallout from it. Yeah.
And he's 100% right. He's 100% right. It's just it's when you have these people that want to be on streams and they want to be promoted and they want to do that, but number one, most of the time those shows are completely boring. It doesn't matter who it is. And then the second thing is that sometimes they're boring because the people that are on them are boring and they're not very talented.
That's right. That's why I got out of
kind
Dodge.
of bloated in the ego and they don't want to hear about how to improve. They don't want to hear about a conversation. They don't want to actually talk about their book. They want to back pat. Even if you were to,
I wonder how much of that's embarrassment, though.
I don't know, but it's like,
I mean?
even if you were to ask them
initially
about
go
the
like,
book or about characters or what, they stumble, they fumble, they can't figure out what to say. Maybe they're trying to figure out how to make it sound cool instead of just make it honest. I don't know what it is, but they're not comfortable with talking. It doesn't even have to do with being on stream. They're just not comfortable talking. So it's going to be really difficult to have them in a medium that's about talking.
Because you can have some people that, they'll hear the initial reaction. It's not quite what they wanted. And then they get angry or they get, like miserable because it's just like a slap in the face. And then after a couple of hours of processing it, thinking about it, they go, feck, he was right.
Yeah. And that's a very small amount of people, though. Most of the time you just end up getting more enemies to grind the axe. And I don't know. Of course, I saw it and I was like, of course, he's going to get fallout because that's just how people are. But he shouldn't have. He's 100% right.
Well,
and we all start off, and I guess some of us maybe even just stay this way, being uncharismatic bores, and that's just going to be how it is. You could work on that. You get more comfortable with things the more you do them. But if you're coming on to a stream and it's one of your first times even just doing that, why would you expect yourself to come across like like a veteran of this sort of thing? This is obviously another skill
you
set
rehearse it in your
that
head.
you have to adapt.
Some people they rehearse it in their heads and it's going differently in their heads. They get on wowing people and then they get on and people go, huh. So then there's panic mode kind of thing. Like, what the heck do I do now? So I think that's where the awkwardness comes in. But I mean, that kind of thing, it feeds me a little bit. Full confession, there was one point, and this was a few years ago, not nearly as skilled as I am now. Not that I'm that skilled. I mean, there's still a whole sky above me. But I was working on, I think it was the first Charlie's London campaign. So a streamer, an artist is on. He's looking at stuff. He's going through the artists. He's like, this art's amazing. He was drunk too. I'm not going to say who it was, but so he was drunk, going through, this art's amazing. Look at this main book. Then he got to William Crawford's book. Like, this art's amazing. This is awesome. Got down to my thing and he goes, that must be the other book that she's doing. And he scrolled up really, really fast. And I was just like, dang. Okay, I got to start sketching some more.
You're not winning over the drunks.
No, not the drunks. Dang it. But see, that's the thing. Like, so he was, I mean, at least he didn't go, holy crap, this sucks, or something like that. So, I mean, it was at least kind of a polite, like, but it was like, silence speaks so loud sometimes. So, especially after the gushing of all of them, which they totally deserved it. But I hear that and I just sit and think about it and like, all right, well, I'm going to have to go and grab some fundamental books. I'm going to have to start refiguring what I'm doing because clearly there's something wrong here. And that's the effect it had on me. It wasn't necessarily like a direct thing, but that's something I pulled from it.
Wow. So, that was years ago.
It was years ago, and I've been practicing ever since.
Yeah, no, your stuff has gotten so
Why
much
not?
better.
Oh, I say since
Oh,
2020. I mean,
yeah.
like I said, there's a whole sky above me.
Absolutely.
Best is yet
I mean,
to come. But
I'm surprised sometimes when I see your stuff and you're really nailing expressions and just the attitude of what the piece is conveying. You know, the character work you're doing is great.
Oh, that's something I learned from reading about Ollie Johnson, you know, in the 9 Old Men. He's like, when you're putting an expression on the face, you got to, what are they thinking? Put that thought on their face, right? And then the body comes with that. They're surprised. Oh my gosh, you know, the body's stretching out like that. Eyes are getting bigger, head's getting longer, that kind of thing.
You got to exaggerate those expressions.
Exactly, which is why I like, you know, I think cartooning, a lot of people want to try to get realistic, get image-like, you know, like try to be, I don't know, Bernie Wrightson. That's a good example, I guess. They're off the top of my head, or Al Williamson, right? Hal Foster, those type of guys. But they don't get a lot of exaggeration.
Yeah, I find that that's something. I think maybe it's more towards the artist that's starting out, where you look towards someone and say, "I wish I could draw more like so and so," as opposed to, "I wish I could have more expression with my faces and with the bodies I make. I wish I could, you know, draw vehicles better. I wish I could, you know, work on my lighting and my proportions and my, you know," instead of like actually having these things, it's like, "I wish I could draw more like blah blah blah."
Which is when you get a sketchbook and fill it up with whatever it is you're trying to do. Tires, wheels, cars, women, whatever. Fill the whole sketchbook. Get another one. Fill it again. That's what I say. You don't need to show people. Just go. Scribble. Don't be precious.
Yeah,
with
like
it. Just scribble it out.
multiple little notebooks I have of like body parts. It looks like I'm a serial killer. Like just
that's the only way to get better.
eyes and eyes, mouths and ears and hands and arms and like just body parts throughout the whole thing. And then like, you know, putting the body parts together and having all the, you know, all this different kinds of stuff, and then textures of stuff and to have fabric folds and all that other, you know, kind of stuff. So it's
I'll fill up 5 to 10 pages of just gesture.
Yeah.
You know, in an hour or something like that.
It's so important. And it's that kind of stuff. There's a lot of people that just, they want to go right to it and make the image they want to make, but they don't actually know how to do any of the little pieces and make the shapes and do the stuff they got to do to make the image they want to. And then they get frustrated, or worse, they don't get frustrated at all. And they think what they're doing is fantastic. And then if someone comes along to try to help them out, they get real defensive about it. And they start pulling the whole like, well, you just don't get what I'm trying to do, which is, you know,
there is some
that's
of
not
that.
going to help.
There is some of that. I mean, I think part of that might come from a lot of people being polite, saying that looks good, and sometimes those people don't know any different. Do you know what I mean? Like somebody that's not a comic book reader is going to see that and say, I can't do that. That looks great. You know, somebody that's been doing it for 15, 20 years, go, you know what you could do? You could maybe try to block out what you're doing this way, or, you know, whatever like that. People don't get that much, but I think it's a shock to the system after you've heard 15 people say, oh, that looks awesome. Oh man, you should make a book. It's awesome. You know, like, but I think there's equal parts, not bad, like, bedside service, or, you know what I'm saying? Like people sometimes have a hard time conveying what the criticism is to the artist in a way that might make them feel good. Sandwich method, right? You give them a compliment, tell them what you think could be fixed, give them another compliment. Hopefully they walk away feeling like $1 million, and they've got something to take with them. Hey, he liked the facial expressions. He liked the life in the drawing, but he thought the hands could use some work. Okay, I'm gonna go do some work on my hands. I know I'm doing good I'm on the right track on facial expressions or something like that. That's usually what I would do.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work.
No, yeah. You can give them a nice one of those party subs worth of compliments, and then put like a little sun-dried tomato of a criticism in there. And they're like,
The beam pad says the the best cartoonists learn how to draw
Yeah.
realistically, and that's 100% true. There's a story from Glenn Keane, who is, he's the son of the guy that did Family Circus, and he designed like Ariel and Beast and Tarzan, I think, and a couple others. But he said he went to Disney with his portfolio, and he had tons of beautiful paintings in there. All this wonderfully stuff took him hours, and the guy just, one of the 9 old men, he's going through, he's just flipping through it like nah, finds these gestures, he's like staring at them. Then he goes through and he's looking at the rest of the stuff, and goes back to the gestures. That's what got him the job. Like, he said, can you do more of these? He went and he filled a whole sketchbook of gestures, gave it to him. He got brought in based on that, not based on his beautiful paintings, but they do want to know you can do that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the right skill for the job,
Well, it brings a lot. It brings a lot to what you're doing in terms of like looking at music. You have a metal drummer. They might be listening to, if they're smart, they might be listening to classical music or jazz, stuff like that, to find ways to bring more tools into their toolbox versus just listening to other metal guys. It's the same thing with art. You want to be looking at like classic painters and I mean, before comics, what do those guys look at?
Mm-hmm.
They looked at all that old school stuff like Mucha and classic, like going to museums and stuff like that, looking at that composition.
Do you think?
I don't see why it should be out of
style.
Do
you think a lot of the stuff in comics has become too self-referential, that they're not looking outside of it anymore?
I think a lot of stuff in entertainment period has become it's become like a situation where we went from like just using samples and things like that, or like little bits and pieces and remakes and stuff, to just, I'm going to take stuff from the past and jumble it up. And I think that's AI is like the direct result of that, where it's just like, now we can just take all this stuff from before, remix it, and throw it together on a movie or a page or something like that. It's fair.
I think that's why people have become okay with AI, because more or less human beings have been AIing it up for a few decades now.
Well, I mean, it is certainly tempting to be able to just say, I want this and get it. I think there's a certain satisfaction missing.
Well, I mean more along the lines of like the concept of being comfortable with the never-ending remake. Never-ending remake, never-ending reboot. Treating everything about a character as if it's just a change of clothes.
Well, that, I mean, like niche fans versus normie audience, two different things. Normie audience is going to take whatever's given and just kind of like judge it based on that. Niche guys are going to look at that and say, holy crap, you got that from this and this and this and this, because it's more their expertise. But that's, I mean, AI is, I think, going to be catering to mostly the normies, which just want some entertainment. They don't give a crap where it comes from or how it's made. Really, most of them wouldn't watch the special features on the Blu-ray or the DVD. They just watch the movie and go, that was good or that sucked.
Yeah, it's
drawing wise too.
It's interesting to see, because it's turning into chicken or the egg, and I think we're getting kind of this result that we sort of have been wanting. And I think we're not going to be necessarily happy, though, with the result, even though the only reason that we're getting it is because of the fact that that's the road we've been paving this entire time.
Well, my main concern is, I mean, it's going to happen either way, but my main concern is, just like movies, it's all going to kind of look and feel the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you go to a house style, it's like everybody's got to draw like Jim Lee, and you don't see like those wonderful like Sam Keith or like Scotty Young or those crazy styles. Everybody's got to look like Jim Lee.
Well, because there's still going to be that sensibility, I think, by whoever is making money from it or utilizing it to do whatever they want to do that gets money to them.
Yeah.
There's still going to be that sensibility that exists right now, which is, if this is the thing that's doing well and making money, we need more that are just like that. We don't want to take a risk and do something that's different. So even if you have AI and this and that or whatever, you're still having that human sensibility that says, yeah, but if we use the AI to get really creative, is that really what is going to make us money? Because this thing right here, that's what made a lot of money. That's what people seem to like. This other thing seems risky, and there's always
They're
going to
always
be
going to go with
that.
the lower risk.
Yeah, and they're always going to go with the lower risk. It's the same thing that's happening right now with a lot of stuff within entertainment and storytelling, is that idea of why do they keep rebooting and remaking? And it's because it's easier to say I'm going to have job security if I mess up on something that's already existing, and that, you know, this has been the model that works. And so it's like, it's not my fault if this one didn't work. And you go, "Oh, okay, well," but if you go all in on something that's completely creative and you take a risk on it and it falls flat, well, they're never going to do that again. And
Well,
they're
you
never
know how
going
it
to
is.
hire you again.
They don't take a chance until you've made it. Like John Wick wouldn't have gotten made. Once John Wick got made, everybody needed a John Wick movie. You know, like nobody wanted that. Now, oh my gosh, we got to have our own John Wick movie.
And the thing that's so strange about it is they put these like $200 million movies together instead of putting like $10-20 million movies together.
Well, that's why horror movies do so dang well.
Yeah.
They cost a biscuit to make, and they make their money back off of curiosity alone.
It's strange. It's strange to see that we're in kind of like the best position that we've been in to have major studios take more of a chance on getting creative. And yet time and time again, they keep going, "Nah, we're just going to throw 300 million at this thing instead."
Of course, at the same time, if a group gets offended, you know, that can really, really hurt them, like for some reason. I mean, for whatever reason.
And that's the same reason why I think like that's, because I get their whole, like, they don't think it's risk, but it's a tremendous risk. Just because you're using whatever is a known quantity and you're going to keep making that until people don't want it anymore, doesn't mean it's not a risk. Right. And if anything, it would be less of a risk to say, okay, here's this $300 million budget. Maybe we make 30 $10 million movies and spread our risk out. And maybe we don't just hire the same 5 to 10 actors to just star in whatever the heck it is. And
used to be that way what would you say?
That's how we got some amazing stuff.
2015.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the first two phases of Marvel were like $120 million a movie, because the guy that was running Marvel was like, no, he was like a paperclip saver. That guy was like super money conscious, so he didn't want to go up. Not until Feig took over Marvel that they started pumping the budgets higher, and those movies did great.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's
not that I've seen one in a while.
No, I haven't seen one in a while either. The last one I saw was it was either, I forget what the order in which we saw it. We didn't see it when it came out. It was years, and it was either Thor Ragnarok or Spider-Man, whatever the heck that first one was. And but I do know with Ragnarok, it officially put an end to us wanting to watch any more Marvel movies.
Oh, when my wife and I went to Endgame, like we dragged ourselves to it just to finish the story, and we were like laying there like, when is it over? It's only 45 minutes in. Why does my butt hurt already? You know, like it was a miserable like experience, that last one.
Yeah.
Too dang long, too bloated.
Yeah, I mean, I've become turned off from all of that stuff. So it's like I can't
Perlmutter,
even. Ike Perlmutter, right?
Yep.
But yeah, so I can't even chime in when people talk about like the Fantastic Four movie or that new Superman movie, and I'll check out the trailer, you know, and I'm hopeful and optimistic every time I look at one, but nothing about either of those made me feel great.
I went to Superman. I had a day off. Huge Superman fan, and I watched it, and I came away thinking, you know, I went to the movie to get out of the way of politics and social media, and the movie was all about politics and social media. It was so terrible.
I've never been a James Gunn movie fan.
I can't say that I like his style much either.
Because I know people really like Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was crap. I didn't like it at all.
I didn't mind the first one. I think, you know what? I think it was the classic music that was put on there that probably like shifted a lot of, you know what, like a lot of nostalgia or like familiarity.
It did, but it actually it actually annoyed me even more.
Is that right? Well, once again, the studio did that same
That was
thing
part
where it
of the
was
Thor
like,
Ragnarok thing that annoyed me
oh
too.
yeah,
And I love, and it's not like I don't love the music. I love all the music,
yeah.
but I'm sitting there watching it. I'm like, this is the death of the film score, isn't it? You know?
Well, that's
Like,
once again Hollywood learned the wrong things. After that, it was like, oh, they want rock music in the trailers, right? And then like Suicide Squad had like a Queen song, and
yeah,
kind of
and this is what I mean. We've already had the dumbest version of AI we possibly could have running the entertainment industry for a larger part of a decade.
because
So
before that,
when we
it
get
was like
that, yeah,
wang, and then they'd fade out and fade in.
and
Wah.
it's still kind of like that. That was this a lot of these like trailers that still have this sort of yeah, that big like brong, and then you know the whole and I don't know.
You remember 2005 when all the trailers had click click boom in them?
Yeah,
Like Triple X and
yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
great times.
It's interesting. It really is. But yeah, I just I couldn't get into the Superman trailer, and then
yeah.
because it just didn't felt it felt like a really bad Justice League movie. It didn't feel like a
Well,
Superman
it
movie to
was
me.
it was a Justice League International movie. They had like
Okay, so
they
yeah,
had
so
Giffen-
I
they
was
had,
right off
what
of
is
the
it?
trailer.
Hawkgirl, Metamorpho, Guy Gardner, and
Yeah,
Mr. Terrific. It was basically Justice League Giffen with Superman.
and then the Fantastic Four one completely lost me with the Thing, that voice.
Oh yeah. Ho ho.
He's like, "Hey, I'm the Thing." It's like, "Oh, you are." That's a fantastic voice for the Thing.
I'll be honest. It kind of made me want to go back and watch the old one, the 2004, because Chiklis did a good job.
The best voice for the Thing. Did you see the '90s animated series of
Oh, I remember
Fantastic
that.
Four? Oh, the same dude that did I think it was Duckworth, the butler in DuckTales. That's the same voice actor that did that voice.
No love for the Hanna-Barbera looking one.
And not I
Thing
mean
ring, do your thing.
I love him in like a you know, man, they gave it their best for back then. But the '90s Fantastic Four animated series is still just like the height of Fantastic Four for me on that level.
Bratsky, I appreciate you, buddy, but I'm retired.
Oh man, I'd like to bring back Stato at least quarterly.
I mean, I
You know,
come
maybe we
back every
could.
once in a while to say hi
Yeah,
and talk. Like this is easy enough.
yeah. No, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be on your channel. You don't have to run anything. You don't have to worry about expectations. You can just let your freak flag fly.
Nah, yeah, like such a big freak flag. I'm sitting there talking about Fantastic Four.
But yeah, as soon as I heard that voice, and then the part to me that really pissed me off, it made it worse with the voice, was when he's walking down the street and the guy's like, "Hey, say the whatever, say what you say," and he's like, "They're doing the cartoon."
Oh, that
And
that bugged me.
instead, what would have been awesome and would have been way more Thing-like is the guy's like, "Say the thing," right? And he's like, "It's clobbering time," and the guy'd be like, "Yeah." That would be
You know
a
what
great
I would have
moment.
rather had if it was the Yancey Street kids and they were heckling him and he's like, "Yeah, I don't need you, get out of here," and then they throw an egg at him and slap him right in the face, and then he gives them what they want. That's clobber time. He goes running after him.
It's just weird. A weird way. It's just it reminds me a lot of what happens with Transformers movies and shows in modern times where they don't even put the robot effect on the voice anymore.
I think that Michael Bay could have done a heck of a Fantastic Four movie because like Ben Grimm is already kind of bronzed, like he likes his actors. He could have done the 360 sweep on him as he's getting up.
Yeah, I could see that.
It would have been a lot more like action, that's for sure.
And yeah, it's
it just seemed like they were ashamed of the Fantastic Four when they made it. That's what I got from the trailer. Like,
I think everything in mainstream comics is ashamed of comics.
Well, they've been around so long, they have their own continuity. They don't need comics anymore.
It's very postmodern.
Yeah.
It's become like that version of it where they just can't embrace that.
No,
this is fantastical storytelling. Just
I go
deal
back
with
to like the 90s when they swung for the fences. Didn't always make it. Like the Rocketeer, the Shadow, the what else was there? Like Dick Tracy, Mask of Zorro, those kind of comic book movies where like it was like very hit and miss, but it was honest usually.
Yeah. Well,
Except
things
for the
just
shadow and was like, what's his powers? He needs to have shadow powers.
think-
no, he just makes people think that.
I think a huge part of it too, though, is just the way that films are made on that scale. Like they don't have a real environment. Half
No,
the
that's
time they're not
true.
even wearing the things that they're looking like they're wearing on screen. You know,
That's
they're
one thing
they're
Del
all
Toro
in a
was saying for
green
his
screen
Frankenstein.
area.
Yeah. Frankenstein, that Del Toro movie coming out in November, like he built all sets and stuff. He said he didn't like digital or like, like green screens and computer and all that stuff. He wanted practical.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, you know what? I'll take a look.
There's so many times it's just like a dude with all the little golf balls on them, and they're in like the weird little suit, and they're getting mapped out.
Yeah.
And they're not actually interacting.
Yeah.
So much of acting is reacting.
Well, that's
so
part
if
of
what's
why
in
I've been
front of
going
you
back and
doesn't
watching
exist.
movies for the last 100 years because there's so dang much out there that nobody's seen or heard of. It's like a good quarter bin, right? You dig through and you find a gem that you're like, what the heck is this? I've never heard of this.
Yep.
Wow, and you get blown away. And it was some failed book from like 1988 or something like that.
Yeah.
That only ran 6 issues or whatever.
Yeah. That's exactly where me and my wife are at. It's everything is just digging into all the kinds of stuff out there that we just haven't had a chance to take a look at. And there's so much out there. You could dedicate every waking minute of your entire life to listening, reading, watching, whatever, and you're never going to go through even a fraction of it.
Right. But it's fun. It's great fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the Stato is like Yingwei Malmsteen.
What's a Yingwei Malmsteen? It's got to be like a Henway joke. Like, what's a Henway? Oh, 3-4 pounds.
Yingwei's like a crazy guitarist.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he's like a crazy musician. You might, I don't know, you might be into him.
Bretsky, the L stands for Lee. My full name, Statistical Lee 0.
Yeah, like statistically.
Name for my chances of survival in the wild. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
They just kicked you out of the nest early.
That's right.
Man, oh man. Well, we're approaching the 2-hour mark.
I was just gonna say you were gonna do an hour, and here I am.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to part ways with you, but
yeah,
I wish I didn't have to. I'll have to bring you on though again, and I'll have to.
I just had to come in and say
take
hi.
you from the nest.
But since I'm from Minnesota, it's like a Minnesota goodbye. Like usually takes about 20 to 30 minutes.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. We're just nearing the end of it.
Right. Oh, perfect.
But yeah. So before you go, anything you wanted to direct people to, whether it was your own or someone else's?
Yeah. I could say Alterna Comics. Go to alternativecomics.com.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
I was just looking on there, and I'm so sad because I already have pretty much all the issues that you put out. So it's just like,
yes, you do.
I'm waiting.
As are we all.
Yeah, 100%. At least the chat had fun, and I had fun seeing you guys again. Chat. Thank you for having me, Pete. Chat.
Well, thank you for being here, man.
Step out of retirement for a minute. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good to catch up, and I'll have to tap you on the shoulder to get you to come back again.
Yeah.
We'll have to do
for a nice light conversation.
Yeah, we'll have to do a deep dive into the stuff that you've been exploring that's been really helping you up your drawing game. I think that'll be a really beneficial conversation for a lot of people too out there.
Maybe
because I think there's a lot of people out there that are practicing, and they're doing a lot of it, but they're not practicing maybe the right way.
Isn't that how it is? You sit and work at something, you're drawing it wrong the whole time. You're thinking you're doing well, and then you look back and go, I've been doing it wrong for years.
I've been there. And then I'm looking, and that's always a fun part, is looking at how another artist who you appreciate, how they do it. And when you get to see them draw something and you're like, holy crap, that's how they do that.
It's a weird sensation to look back at something you were proud of. And then look at that and go, why does that face look so dang weird? Because you already learned better. And then you look back and you go, this wasn't right. And I'm putting this online. Like, look at how good I am. No.
Yeah, it's like, are you into any sports? at all?
I'll play some on the old Xbox or something like that. I don't really follow too much.
What's your favorite sport?
Favorite sport? Geez, I don't know. Like watching?
Yeah.
I can't get through any of them. Maybe basketball,
Okay,
football,
basketball.
baseball, hockey. I'm
All right. I like
Yeah.
them all to some degree.
Yeah.
Hockey's my biggest. So let's say basketball. I
Okay.
used to play basketball when I was a kid, and I loved Michael Jordan like so many other people did. And I'd be like studying how did he shoot something? How did he do something? You know, and
Just gotta get out there and do it.
then you take it and you go out there and you try to do it like how he's doing it. And you know, you keep studying it and you keep looking at it, and one day like something clicks. Now I never got to be as good as Michael Jordan, of course. But you know, just taking a jump shot when I took it was a little better when I figured out like, oh, that's kind of what he's doing and how he's releasing it and when he's,
Mhm.
you know, and it's the same thing with drawing or writing or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes it really helps to kind of be like over the shoulder of the person who you respect what they do and go, oh, that's how
I'd
how the
recommend-
hand moves. That's how
I'd
they're
recommend
doing
their
that.
rough sketches and some tracing paper. Really go
Yeah.
in there and see what kind of strokes that they're doing
And
when
no
the pencil
eraser.
is starting and stopping. Zero eraser. Throw that friggin' thing away.
No
That's
eraser.
absolutely right. Use a colored pencil or a pen. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to teach library workshop classes for drawing to like kids between the ages of like 12 to 17. And I would do that over the summer, just a bunch of different libraries in the area.
Mhm.
And I would go in there with a fresh pack of pencils every time because they were from
Yeah,
like
right.
Dollar Tree. And I rip off the erasers right in front of the kids and really terrify them. Right. And they'd be like, why are you taking the erasers off? And I'm
It's a
like, you're not
safety
going to
net."
use erasers. And I'm like, and I'm also going to time you. You got 15 minutes to sketch your idea. And then when we do this,
Pressure.
you've got a half hour to get this done on one side. And then you got another half hour to do it again on the other side. And at first they'd be all freaking out. There's no erasers. And I'm like, nah, you don't want to erase. You're
Mm-mm.
just going to spend time erasing.
Draw right
and
through
you're
it.
never going to draw anything. I was like,
Yep.
don't worry about it. Just keep drawing. And by the time they all get done with that second drawing on the second side, and then I go, okay, now compare it to that first sketch you did. They're all like amazed. And
Yeah.
it's just only in an hour and a half.
Time
And
flies though when you're in the
improvement.
zone.
Yeah, and the improvement that they all go through within that hour and a half, it like blew their minds.
Absolutely.
It was great to see.
Yeah. Get Trespasser, commissioning creator. Didn't Kirby say something? It was either Jack Kirby or it was Will Eisner that said that. Toss your eraser out, get rid of it. I want to say it was Jack Kirby.
It really sounds like something either of them could have said, to be honest. But yeah, there you go. And Lau says, commissioning a great artist to draw my own original character helped me improve drawing my own character. Yeah. You notice a different perspective. You notice different ways that this thing could look, that it could be done. That's what I really love about seeing people draw King Cryptid even. Is all the different people that I've seen drawn him, not just on the book, but also just as fans of the book or whatever.
Doodles on X or something.
Yeah, sometimes something comes up and I'm like, oh, that's really cool how they did that. You know, from this kind of perspective, this is how they see the character or whatever. And I don't know. It's something that I'll never tire of that, of seeing artists do stuff like that. I love it.
That's when you know you got to hang it up. You don't like your character anymore.
That goes well. You know,
bore me.
Yeah, you know, that's it's true. Yeah, it's true. That's when you divorce the character and let him keep the kids.
Write an ending for the book. Have him go out and blaze a glory,
or just go out for milk and cigarettes
then
one day and
box
never
set
come
it.
back.
Yeah,
the character's like, I'm on page 18.
That's the way for King Cryptid to go. Like, I'll be back for some Marlboros. I gotta go.
Yeah, Casey. So I gotta go out. I'll be back in an hour. And then he never
Postcard
came
that says,
back to this.
King
script.
Cryptid won't return.
All right. And SDA, I see you in there. Thank you so much in the chat, SDA. I know you don't have mod privileges yet. I'm going to work on that for you. And thank you for still shouting out the books throughout the course of the show, man. Really appreciate that. And Stato, again, good to see you. Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you
good
too.
to
Thanks for
catch
having
up.
me on.
No
Yeah.
problem, man. All right, everyone. I hope you guys have a great night. I'm going to have Madison Hawthorne on the show next week. He wants to talk to me about. He makes comics. He's Golden Tree Publishing, and he makes comics. But he wants to talk to me about his hobby that he really loves. He loves fishing.
It's not is the comic about fishing?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I guess there's a manga that's really popular. It's just dudes fishing.
Well, I mean, what is that? Is the river runs through it? That's the one about fly fishing brothers.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So there's maybe there's a room for a comic about people fishing. Who knows? Maybe I'll try to talk to him about that if he wants to turn his hobby into.
You're right. What you know.
Exactly. But until then, everybody, take it easy. Have a wonderful night, and even better tomorrow. And Stato, I'll see you again soon, hopefully, man.
Good night, everybody. Wonderful to see you.
Take it easy, man.
Bye.
Bye.